people? This is David, Lost Farms Homestead. We're at the Homestead in town right now. I am in the bathroom, as you can tell. Looking around in here, and I picked up some other supplies, other things that we need. I got some foam insulation here. I got some trim pieces, a mixing bin and a mixer attachment for the DeWalt. I got some here. Oh, sorry. I got some masking tape. This is a little tile cutter. Not sure how well this is going to work, but we'll put it to the test. I'll give you a rundown on it once I used it a couple of times and see how it does. And then I got the red guard for underneath to make sure everything gets sealed proper. I got the Teflon tape, the quick seal. I got some extra pieces here. Some of this is going to end up going back here, and then I got the pipe PVC primer and cement right here, which I actually used here on this. And what I've done is I've taken the drain that we had installed here, and I switched it out for this one that has the attachment here, where you can see right there. See, it slips down over the nuts and then turns on so that it can be attached better. And then we have this here. This, if I can get it out, sorry. Okay, that, oh, it's not wanting to work right here. I need two hands. Anyways, this piece slides out from there. Let me see if I can get it to come out. I need both hands. Alright, hang on one second. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So this piece slides out. This is what we had installed originally, was this piece here all the way down. And what I did was I installed this piece in its place, and then this on top of it, so this goes here and locks down onto that piece like that, and then this gets tightened down on it like that, and then this goes down on top of that, and you run the grout however high you need it in between here, and then it builds up to the tile with this thickness here for the tile. And that's what I was originally trying to do, and the people who we had do this, they kind of did it a little bit wrong, but I've fixed it. I got it all fixed, everything's good, and then I've gotten all the pieces, so I got all of that, and then we got all of the sand and the mortar here that we're gonna do the sloping with, but I got to get the liner installed first. So, and I got a 2x4 out in front. I'm gonna take some measurements, and we're gonna thicken this board up here at the perimeter. I'm gonna double it up and then put one on top so that it's a little bit taller, because I got this sticking up a little bit higher, and I need a little bit more height than the end to create the slope. So but before we do any of that, I got this wall here. This is going to be bottle wall, and in order to do the bottle wall the way that I want to, I'm going to need to take this all out and then measure the studs in between. And I think I want to take the drywall out while it's like this before I get all of the tile in here, because I don't want to have to deal with the giant mess of all of the drywall coming out once I've already got the tile in. So I think that I'm going to do the drywall first. Just take this all out so I can get measurements for the glass, and then I'll do the liner and the leveling for the slope for the drain. So I'm going to start with this. So stick around. Thanks. All right, so I've got this area cleared out right here, and what I need to do is get into here, figure out where the studs are, so I can pull this off of here and figure out how wide our panels are going to be with the bottle wall. So. Yep, there it is right there. Okay. So this is probably going to be 2 sections, and then the third one here. And they look like they're about, let's see, yep, about 16 on center. So I got about 14 and a half between them. So that'll work. That's pretty good. I can do that. All right, so I'm gonna get these out of here and verify. I'm gonna get these out of here, all of this drywall out, and verify what my spacing is. And then I need to figure out how far up I need to come, because on the other side of this wall right here in this area, somewhere over here, there's a junction box for the AC unit, for the shutoff for the AC, where the electrical comes out. And I need to locate that and go around that, because we're not trying to get into that. So whenever we cut, because I'm going to take from the top right here, I'm going to take this straight across to here, down to wherever that line is. You know what? You probably didn't see that here. Let me try that again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take from the top of this right here, right where this line is, and I'm going to run it straight across here to the corner, down to wherever the top of that power box is for the AC unit, straight to there, and then across. And then that chunk right there, that's what I'm pulling out, and we'll have 3 rows of bottle wall. And then depending on how tall that space is, I'm for sure going to put at least 1 support across to divide it in half, depending on how big they are. And I might go into thirds with it and then just make 6 like that, 6 panels. And then we're going to build the panels separate outside, or maybe not outside, but outside of here, not directly into the wall. We're going to build them separately. I'm going to build jigs for them and assemble them separately, and then bring them in assembled and attach them to the wall, so that we can put grout around it and grout it all in down to the bottom. And then whatever that bottom space is, we'll put tile from there down, and then that'll come right up this edge here. And I've got the trim for that, where we'll put the trim on there and run that all the way down and then to the top of here. And then we'll run tile up to the ceiling and over. So it'll have tile on the top and the bottom, and then bottom wall in the middle. And then this is all going to be tile. And we're going to put a shelf in here. And I'm thinking I'm going to make the top part of this bottle wall, and then the bottom part will be like a shelf for soap or whatever. And then it's going to be tile for the rest of it. All the rest of it will be tile. So that's what I'm thinking. So, and I need to do some cleaning up stuff up in here, clean that up. And I have texture for that. We'll just clean it up, and then I'll just repaint all of that. And I've got some texture for these areas here. And in here, I'm thinking I'm going to build this out and bring it out to like here. So it's like 12 inches back. And I'm not sure about that cavity back there. I'm considering making a space accessible from the back of the house into that area. I'm thinking perhaps I'll have to work that all out, but just like a storage from that side in. But I got to figure out how to do it in between, because the studs are really close and there's not a lot of room for access. So I'll have to work that part out. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to set up over here and get this drywall off of the wall and double check these dimensions, And then maybe I'll do some cleanup stuff around here because I don't want to be messing with this stuff once I have the tile in, because it's a pain to clean it up off of the tile. I'd rather clean it out of this, which I kind of don't care that much about because I'm going to cover it all with the liner anyways. So I'm going to get into this and get this done, and then we'll go from there. So stick around. Thanks. Okay, so I've measured here. You can see the line right here and this line coming off of here. So I need to take all of this out of here and expose all of this so I can get good measurements. And I did check out here, and there is, that unit is right here underneath, and it comes 18 inches up from the floor outside, and it's just above the box right here for the AC unit on the other side of the wall. So I'm going to get this coming out of here, and then we'll see what we got to do after that. So here we go. Okay, so I have got all of this off of here now, and I can see what my space is, what exactly my space is going to be. And once I take that window out, I'm going to use that corner there to measure off of and measure over, down, over, and back up on the outside. And then I'll take my skill saw and set the depth so that I'm only cutting through the exterior T111 that's on the outside. And then I'll cut this part out and then push out the insulation and then put in the panels. And I'm gonna put a cross board halfway through on both of these. And what I've got is 60.5 inches in height, and then I've got, that one is 13.5, this one is 14.25, and this one is 14.5 wide. So I've got 3 different widths that I'm going to be working with, but the height will be the same on all of them. So I'm going to have to build a jig that's adjustable. I'll windmill it so I can adjust the height, or I mean the width, and I'll just adjust the width whenever I do it a couple of times each time. So I'm going to need to make 6 pieces to go in here, and I need to figure out what I can fit in there and what bottles I'll need, and then I'll set everything up and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I have an idea for how I'm going to do that, but I want to have all 6 pieces built and ready to go before I take this out. I don't want to have it open, especially during the summertime when it's hot. It's starting to get hot right now. So, but we'll put that in before we do this wall. Now, next thing I'm going to do, now that I got that, because I just wanted to see this giant mess right here. I didn't want to have to deal with this once I had the liner in and all of that stuff. I didn't want to deal with this. So I can clean this up now, and once I get this clean, then I can start messing with the liner, and that's what I was going to do. And today, I figured today, I'm going to put the liner in and then do the sloping and get all of that slope ready, everything set for that. And then once that's set and ready to go, I have to leave it overnight so that it can cure. and then I'll figure out what to do after that. I'm hoping that I can put tile in tomorrow, but I'm really not sure. I'm gonna have to figure out what all is involved in that and how exactly I'm gonna have to do that. So right now I'm just gonna get this together, get that cleaned up, and then get ready to start doing the liner. So stick around. Thanks. Sorry, that was weird. Not sure what happened right there. My camera went on the fritz for a second. Okay, so let me move a couple of things here real quick. So I'm building up the curb because right here I'm building it up, adding 2x4 up, so 1.5 inches, because here I'm up 3/4 of an inch from the bottom right there, and I'm going to build that up with this foam insulation. I got 3/4 inch foam. I'm going to cut those in and lay those flat down in here up to the bottom of this, and then I'm going to put the liner on top of that, and that'll go into that and hook up in there, and I'll show you how all of that works when I get there. And then I need from the top of this, which is 2.5 inches from the top to the top of this up over here, I need 1/4 inch per foot of rise. So this will be just above what I need it to be at in order to make that slope, and that'll get me where I need to be. So I'm gonna run that and build it up, and it'll be set like that, so that's good. And also I got a block over here that I'm gonna place on here at some location. I got to measure it out because that's going to be where we're going to attach the wall that's going to come up right here in this area and go up to there to screen off this so that the shower does not come out into the rest of the bathroom. So, but that's a little bit later, so one step at a time. So right now I'm going to pre-drill and attach all of the wood for the curb, and then once I get that done, then I'm going to put in the liner. Oh, I have to do the build-up, the 3/4 inch build-up first, and then the liner. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. So stick around. Thanks. Got the curb built up now. It's looking real nice right there. I like it. I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to start putting the foam insulation in the bottom to build that up the 3/4 of an inch to the bottom of the ring right there. So I'm going to cut that all in and get that set, and then we'll go from there. So stick around. Lord, I need a haircut. Alright, so I've got this cut in, and I think that looks pretty good right there. I've got a few small openings, but that's all going to get covered with the liner, so that won't matter. So now I'm going to measure and cut the liner and get that in here. I need to get the staple gun and the staples and the glue. I have the glue in here, right here. This is the glue that goes for it, pan liner adhesive. So, and then I got the corners here. Sorry, I got a bit of a mess going. So I got the corners right here, and I might have to cut these a little bit into the corners and make them fit because they're kind of smaller than what these are made for, but I think they're made to be able to cut as required. So, anyways, okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get this stuff together and get ready to measure and cut this, so stick around. Thanks. Okay, so I've got all of this in here and I've figured this out. I got this piece figured out. I'm going to go with this one instead of the other one because the other one rises up too high and I'd have to build this up really high in order to make it work. This one comes down a lot lower. So now I can just do the slope to there and then put the tile on and bring it right around that and be good. So that's going to work much better than what I had. So I'm gonna stop right here for the night. I need to pick up a float because I don't have the proper finishing tool to do it. I need to pick one up, so I'll pick it up tomorrow on the way home from church, and we'll put the slope in tomorrow, and then hopefully if it's got enough time and it cures, then I can do the liner as well. And I need to get staples for the staple gun. Excuse me, I have allergies right now really bad. But I need to get staples for the staple gun so that we can do the liner. But I'm hoping I can get all of that done tomorrow, and then hopefully next week we can start on the tile. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna call it for the night, and we'll start it up tomorrow in the morning. So stick around. Thanks. Okay, so we're back the next day, and I'm in here in the bathroom messing with this again. And what I've done is I've raised this up right here. Oh, hang on, sorry. So this right here is raised up to 3/4 of an inch right there. And then what I've done is I've taken this distance here on the long side from the edge of here, there. From that end to here is just about 3 feet. That's my longest dimension. And it's about this direction, just under that. And then the other two sides are a little bit shorter. But your typical slope that you want to have for this is 1/4 inch to a foot. So if I've got 3 feet on my longest, then I'm going to want to have 3/4 of an inch of slope from the edge down to the drain. So if I've raised the bottom of the drain 3/4 of an inch plus the 3/4 of an inch that I need for slope, that's 1.5 inches. So what I've done is I've taken a 2x4 and stuck it down here and made a line all the way around the perimeter here with the Sharpie. You can see that black line right there, and it goes all the way around the perimeter at 1.5 inches. So if I put my mud in there and go up to the 1.5 inches and then slope it down right to the edge of the bottom of that drain, then I should have a thickness that goes from 3/4 of an inch up to 1.5 inches. Now I'm going to have 5 valleys because I've got 5 points. So I'm going to have a valley here, 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 and then I'm going to have 2 here that are going to go to that corner. And you can see I've got the drain set in there. It's a little bit crooked right now. It got twisted. So about like that. So I'm going to have it lined up flush with that back corner. So I'll come off of that point to that corner, off of that point to that corner, and like that. And then this one will go from that point to each corner here, like that. And that's how I'm going to run my valleys. So I've got this here. This is the part that the tool that I was missing. This is a wood float. I'm going to use this to finish it, you know, get it nice and flat where I want it. And then I've got a couple of 2x4s in here to use as screed bars to kind of push it and, you know, get the flat. And I've got one that's 3 foot long and one that's about 2 foot long, so I can use the long one on the long sides and then the short one and on the short sides. So that's the plan. So I'm gonna set up over here, and then I'll get the concrete mixing here in this little bucket thing. And once I get it ready to the consistency I wanted, I'm gonna drop it right in here and just start working it. And hopefully this will work out. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. So stick around. Thanks. Alright, so it is warm in here. I'm a sweaty mess. I apologize. Okay, so I am about a bag and a half of Portland cement short of getting this finished. Here, I'll show you where I'm at right here. So I got all that good, nice and good, and I'm missing this right here. So I got around that real nice, got it all good slope, everything's nice right there. I'm happy with it. This I'm gonna have to fill that in tomorrow. Sorry, I'm gonna pick up another couple of bags on the way home from work tomorrow, and I'll get this filled in. It's probably going to be Tuesday before I can do that because we have music class on Monday nights, and as soon as I get home from work, we go straight from home to music class, and we don't get back until late. So it'll probably be Tuesday before I get to this. But I will pick up the concrete, and I'll finish it out, and I'll get video of that and add that on to next week, and then we'll do the liner next weekend. So this seems to be going a bit slower than I had hoped, but yeah, it is what it is. So alright, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna call it right there. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you next week.